My biggest concern with the carnivore diet is a complete lack of fiber. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. It's one of those topics where I have friends who bring this up, right? I have friends who bring this up. People I know who are educated in these fields, we discuss these things, and yet I'm not seeing a lot of other people addressing this. It's like no one is bringing this up with it. We have these other criticisms of this, but I mean, I'm talking people who really know what they're talking about. Like my friend Alex Leaf, right? Did his graduate work in protein metabolism. Okay. His wife, Brianna, and my friend Ariel Ziegler, who also, again, nutrition background, right? They've all talked about people they know and clients and everyone having these problems with gut flora extinction from these sort of diets. And we're not talking about this for some reason, and these people are ignoring it. All the carnivores, they seem like they're completely oblivious to the fact that this is a problem, right? They're completely oblivious to it. And they make all these arguments. Well, what's the problem with me? What's the problem with steak and eggs? And I'm like, there's no problem with steak and eggs. Right? There's literally no problem with steak and eggs. I eat steak and eggs. I think steak and eggs are fantastic foods. I think they're phenomenal foods. I think they bring a lot to the table. I'm a fan, particularly as a lifter and an athlete. Okay? That's not the problem. That same level of nonsense is the same thing vegans pull. You notice it's the exact same strategy. What's wrong with fruits and vegetables? Well, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong. Why are you against fruits and vegetables? Like we're not. Only these goofball carnivores are. They've literally taken your goofball meme and made it into reality. It's a meme, really. Because everyone knows fruits and vegetables are healthy. The problem is you're missing a lot of important stuff if that's the only thing you eat. And therein lay the same problem with the carnivore situation. Now, can we make the case that if when they do the crazy amounts of butter and bacon and all this nonsense of the other health problems? Sure. Okay? Sure. When you start eating tons of bacon and butter, you are going to have inflammation problems. You're going to have elevated LDL-C. You're going to have atherosclerosis. You're going to have problems. Okay? But at least to some extent, some antioxidants and fiber and stuff can offset those a little bit. Right? But that's when they're taking the weird extreme of then they're just eating a junk food carnivore diet, right? They're just eating a junk food diet. These are all highly refined garbage that just happen to be made purely out of animal stuff. Well, mostly animal stuff. Okay? So they're like, so let's just take this whole idea of animal products and let's find a way to make junk food out of it. And we're going to eat tons of that and claim it's healthy because it's animal. It's just ludicrous, right? It's insane. They do all that, and yes, those are big concerns. Steak and eggs, probably not so much. To be fair, a person could eat a lot of steak and eggs, tons of steak and eggs, and have pretty good blood work and be very healthy still. I don't think that's an issue, particularly in the context of still a balanced diet. But what do we need for that? Lots of vegetables. And they pull that same thing. They love to jump over to the Vince Garanda. I love when they share those memes. This guy has steak and eggs and look how he's amazing. Okay, it's fine. Let's set aside that Garanda wasn't that big or anything. He was ripped, looked good. Objectively speaking, looked pretty dang fit. All right, except that he didn't do a carnivore diet. Again, we're back over to what's wrong with steak and eggs. Even when Garanda did low carbs to get shredded for his bodybuilding stuff, he ate tons and tons and tons of vegetables. And if you read anything that he wrote, everyone says, he said steak, eggs, and water. Really? That's not what he wrote. I've read his stuff back in the day. That man ate piles of vegetables with it. It was steak, eggs, water, and then piles of vegetables. Lots of them. Lo and behold, a guy who got really ripped and kept all his muscle ate a bunch of vegetables with it. No surprise. What you would expect. Exactly what I would expect. And that's exactly what he did. Okay? Of course he did. They neglect that part. All right, back over to that point. We could talk about the antioxidants from the vegetables, cardioprotective nature of that against the saturated fat. Because that all matters, doesn't it? It's still about the context of your diet. Saturated fat isn't always good for you. It can absolutely have problems. Okay? Are we going to deny this? But in a balanced, good diet with the right stuff, it's really minimized to where it's like, not that bad. And then we balance it with the good stuff in the steak and eggs, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. So, that's our balance. Here's the thing. They want to remove the fiber, though. They take the vegetables, they take the fiber out. They pull this fiber. It's bad. Well, therein lay your big problem. A zero fiber diet is going to create gut flora extinction. You're going to lose all that healthy gut biome. Now, they pull the argument, well, you don't need that unless you're consuming carbohydrates. You don't have to have all that. It's just to help you with this or that. Except that's not how it works. It's tied to all these other things. That healthy gut biome that you're getting from all those prebiotic foods, hence all those varieties of fiber, has a lot of other health benefits. It affects your immune system. It affects your endocrine system. It affects your neurotransmitter balance. You see where we're going? A healthy gut biome is, as we know, based on the data, has all these issues. It affects these things tremendously. It's kind of a big deal to keep it healthy and diverse. They've eliminated that. And that's what the leading research says. And they do this nonsense and they pretend like there's no consequences. And then they ignore all the people who've had the problems, who've had the gut issues as a result of these diets, who have to go as extreme as fecal transplants. Okay, yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is exactly what you think it is. Okay? Yes, it involves a transplant of someone else's feces to get your gut health back up so you get their bacteria. Okay? That's where you got to go with it sometimes, because they're eating no fiber. This is destructive to health, and it's not always curable. It's not a case of, I did this diet for years on end and now I have this gut flora extinction. I can eat a little yogurt and it'll be fixed in a few weeks. No, not necessarily. It could take years, and it may require a surgery like that. Okay? This is a big deal. This is destructive in the long term. This is horrific. This is a major concern, and it's not guaranteed to be reversible, just like the atherosclerosis. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.